Greetings, Padawan. Welcome to a video introducing you to a new astrology series teaching you esoteric knowledge of self and just assisting you on your healing journey. Along with just expanding your mind and consciousness. Before we get into the video, just want to make sure that you subscribe to the channel because this will be the first of many videos, not only astrology, but just pretty much a vast school of information that you can come to and learn from. So yeah, make sure you subscribe and leave some comments down below. We're gonna get right into it. So before we even start talking about any zodiac signs or planets, we got to just touch bases on the basis of what astrology is, because a lot of people assume they know what astrology is. They'll tell you it's all about horoscopes and planets and signs, or really just signs in the sky that tell you who you are. That's what they assume, right? But the true nature of astrology is really just reading energy that is within, and the reflection of what's in is displayed through the cosmos, through these planets that are talked about, that house these signs and archetypes that are talked about. So whenever you speak about your sun sign, you're just only speaking about your focus and what you bring into light. And that's what most people do. That's the tip of the iceberg when it comes to astrology that most people know. The sun sign. That's a good thing. Knowing your sun sign isn't a bad thing. But, if you really want to take this and use it for what it is and not just know things, you're going to have to dive deeper into the subject. You can't just, assume that you know everything and just basically brush off any new information that comes your way, because that's like the key to a downfall, especially if you're trying to, grow and become more evolve consciously and just evolve your spirit, mind, body, and soul. So astrology is not something that's end all be all. Like I said, it's not a religion. It's a tool that you can use that can help you heal. People speak about birth charts. They speak about astrocartography. They speak about tarot. A lot of these lanes of esoteric knowledge involve astrology. You just got to understand astrology before you can get to those levels, because astrology is literally like fucking level 1 to this spiritual shit. Like, if I were to tell you where to start, if you were just waking up, I would say start on your birth chart, because that'll help you understand who you are, so that you're not following suit what other people are doing because you're not aware of what's really going on because you just woke up. So I say start with astrology, and this is why I'm making these videos, because a lot of people wake up and you always have a realization and you always come to a new awakening every so often. So this video is not only for newcomers, but for people who forgot and who got lost and just want something new and fresh. So, resuming back to explaining astrology, not only is it just reading energy, but also it's like a storytelling thing. It tells a story, and you can also use it to predict outcomes and to see where there's blockages within your life. So astrology has a multi-complex to it, and you can't just use it for one thing or the other. You got people out here doing tarot readings, but they use astrology with it. Or you got people who do just energy readings on signs based upon the times, and they might go into a current chart and read off that just to give you the updates for the year or for what's to come. Because not only do you have a birth chart, but there's also a consistency of planets moving into different signs. So each day, each time frame, each moment is snapshotted, regardless of birth or whatever. Thing like corporations that are established on a certain time, certain year, have a birth chart. You know what I'm saying? And to understand astrology, to start off, just to know where to go, just so you can see the the base format is to just search up astrology or go to astroseek.com, astro.com, or Astro Cafe. I'll link the websites down below so you can easily get started, and then you just put in your birth chart information. What is your birth chart information? Your birth chart information is pretty much the time, place, and date of birth, and you'll have to know this based upon your birth certificate. And once you get this information, you put it in, it will now display from your ascendant to your 12th house, and from your sun sign all the way down to Chiron. It'll explain every single sign, and you'll see planets that you probably never heard of. You'll probably see planets that you heard of. You'll probably see shit that you never thought was existing and affected you. When you see your chart, do not just look at it and just, oh, what the fuck is this? No, really look at what you're looking at. Like, really analyze. Don't just look at it, my bad. Analyze what you're looking at. Actually dive deep into the signs. Look at the symbols. Look at the zodiac signs, the names, and the planets that are connected to these names and these signs. And really dive deep. And then once you go get to that point, then you can just start researching the specifics on these signs. If that's where you feel like you can just, catapult yourself into this. But overall, the way to access your own birth chart is to legitimately put in your information, the time, date, and place you were born, which is on your birth certificate. And you can go to many websites. I'll link them down below. And once you put this information in, they'll give you all the aspects, alignments, the placements in the house energies that you have. And to understand the birth chart on a simple level, just think of it as a snapshot when you were born. So when you came out the womb, that's why it's based off your time, because that's when they put your time down of birth. Now, time isn't really real for real. It's not accurate to energy cycles. It's just a calculation of the energy cycle. So this is where it's limited to basically what the matrix is set in tone, and this is basically how you understand your I guess you would say your gematria body, which we'll get into later on down the line when we get more advanced in this knowledge. Yeah, so astrology is not something that can be only used for good. It can also be used as a weapon. You have to be very meticulous and aware of energies around you, because you can sense things through certain aspects. You can like, for an example, things that happen on the news. You can look at the current alignments of today, where the planets are positioned and what signs, and you can kind of gauge off that. They give you these sites give you aspects, and if you're really natural to it, you know how to do it through the naked eye, then that's all kudos to you. Then you shouldn't even be watching this video. But these websites give you aspects that you can study as well, and we'll get into aspects in the next video once I break down other things. I have to make sure I don't confuse you with the astrology information, because a lot of people, like I said, on the surface level, think it's just sun signs and what's one sign, and they just think that's end all be all, like religion. It's not that. It goes deeper than that. But yeah, so astrology can be used for good and bad, but you have to also understand that there's no real such thing as good and bad. It's just agreeable and disagreeable. There's a polarity thing to it. It's a negative and positive frequency. Negative goes down, positive goes up. That's all that is. It's nothing having to deal with good and bad, evil and good, the hero and villain thing. It's just, that's duality that is cast upon this planet in this realm, in which also plays out in astrology, because in astrology you have signs that sit in the daytime, which would be in the top part of the horizon. When you do open up a chart, and sometimes you might have a chart wheel. They might have different forms of chart, because you have a chart wheel, you have a chart graph, and you have I forgot the third one, but I'm going to focus on the chart wheel for the aspect of, or for the understanding of the aspect of duality when it comes to astrology. You have daytime sun signs, you have daytime zodiac signs, not sun signs, but daytime signs that sit above the horizon, which is your first to your sixth house, or it's first to your fifth house, and then your sixth house will transition from the dark to the light. I mean, from the light to the dark side, or the unseen realm, or the hidden energies, or the nighttime, which is under the horizon, which will be from Libra to, or it'll be your sixth house to your 12th house. And the signs that inhabit these different sides and polarities will be Aries, going all the way to Leo, which is Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo. Okay, that's the order in which they are built and structured in this realm. Now, is that the natural order? No, but we're not going to get into that. Okay, and then after that, you have Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces. Okay, so these signs, they represent different aspects of polarity. So they all each have different polarities with themselves. So certain signs are negative, certain signs are positive. Air signs and fire signs are positive, they're masculine. Water signs and earth signs are negative, they're feminine, which means the positive and the masculine externalizes, and the feminine and the feminine and the negative internalizes. All right, it seeks within. So for an example, earth sign like Virgo, which is ruled by Mercury, we'll get into planet rulings later on. That's an internalizing sign, because they take their mind and they internalize within. They don't externalize like Gemini, which is also ruled by Mercury. We'll get into planets ruling dual signs as well. So understanding the polarities of the planets will also help you too, because then you'll be able to gauge, personalities. You'll be able to gauge certain areas in life on how to approach it, because if you can approach it in a masculine or positive way, then you know what direction to take. If you can approach it in a negative or feminine way, you'll know which direction to take. Now, negative does not mean bad. Negative just simply means inward or downward, or it pulls. Okay, so you can sit within a negative frequency but still produce positive things. It's just how you're using the negative energy. It's called alchemy, and we'll get into alchemy in a whole nother section of this channel. Okay, but yeah, so astrology, it's has multi-complex to it, so it's not just one thing. Sun signs are a popular thing, and we'll get into sun signs one by one. I will start off with the signs first, and then I will go upon the planets, and then I will go into the houses, and then from there we'll go on into the complexities of what astrology is. So I'm busting though. But yeah, don't be afraid to learn new information. You might have known certain things, about astrology, but don't be afraid to expand your mind, because as a person who's teaching you these things, I'm also still learning. So I don't care what you gotta say about what you think you know about astrology. Just know when you're watching my videos, it's to refresh your mind, not to tell you what you don't know already. Because it is the age of Aquarius, meaning the energy cycle on the grand scale is of Aquarian energy, masculine energy, communication, mental thoughts, and expanding and raising your conscious and frequency. Okay, that's the energy of Aquarius. We're not going to go too deep into Aquarius, because I'll save that for those videos. But to understand the age of Aquarius is to understand that you have to go within and isolate your thought and mind and build it up within yourself. You have to externalize your thoughts and actually speak on righteous things, and be involved in communion and community, and do for others as you do for yourself, similar to Pisces, but more so on the humanitarian level. Okay, but I don't want to just stray away and expand too far and too hard on astrology. Just to recap, and just to help you understand on a simple term, astrology is just a tool of reading energies to either predict, understand, or to unlock blockages and outcomes. All right, so what I mean by that is you can predict outcomes, you can unlock blockages, you can see blockages within your life, you can see enemies, you can see people that's not supposed to be, in your life, karmics, twin flames. You can see these energies within your life, and that's how you kind of gauge to the next level. Because if you're a business person, you would want to know the energy that's going on worldwide, so that you know how to make your next business move, right? Okay, so learn this astrology shit a lot to fuck in, twin. All right, boom. So astrology is just energy reading. Energy. All right, it's all it is. If you Google it, it'll tell you about planets and alignments and zodiac signs. Yes, that's what it is. But to keep it simple and how you're gonna fucking use it 10 times out of 10 is energy reading. You're gonna use it to read energy, and this is your first responsibility of having free will, because this is a very powerful thing, and you can use it based upon your intention. My intention to teach you is to help you grow and to heal. Whatever you do after that, I can't, you know what I'm saying? If you heal, you're not going to be having no negative intentions. That's all I can say. So I'll leave it there, not to confuse you, you know what I'm saying? But welcome to the channel. Welcome to the school of thought. I haven't given a name yet, it'll come to me. For right now, it's just, we're gonna just focus on the information that I've given you. And make sure you leave a like on the video, comment on any topics outside of astrology that you would like for me to dive deep into. I can do tarot, I can do chakra reading, healing, chakra energy readings and healing, meaning how to read your own chakras, crystal work, understanding that, and also with this channel, not only am I teaching you, but we're also learning together. So things that I learn, I will also bring forth to you, and don't be afraid to jot down in the comments what you learn in different areas and teach others in the comments, because this is what I want it to be. Okay, so with that being said, I leave as I come by saying peace to the gods and goddesses, you feel me? I want to just give out harmony and blissful vibrations. May this information enlighten you, and may the energies and frequency be friendly to you. Ashe.